Kia ora koutou. Welcome everyone to the Week 10 update. For this one you have Dean providing it because Laurie is in Nelson and Nelson's having some great difficulties with their internet connection after the big downpour there last night. So I'll hopefully be able to keep you updated here. A few things to talk about: Assignment 1, Assignment 2, the timeline and also Domain 2. And there's also an interesting video clip and a reading that may be of interest to many of you. Firstly, Assignment 1, we're in the final stages of marking and moderating the marks for the assignment. Could just say that we've been so impressed by the quality of the work that's gone into these. The amount of time and learning that's gone into my portfolio is so impressive, so well done everyone. And give yourselves a great pat on the back. We're aiming to get the feedback to you on this by the 29th at the latest. Expect this to probably be earlier than that. And we'll notify you as a group when that's available, and you better go online and see your marks and your feedback there. Thanks for your patience, and get that back to you very shortly. Assignment 2. So many of you are currently starting to generate your interview questions within your specialist group. Please continue to contribute to those forum discussions and share with your group. Many groups have selected their own deadlines for this, and that's fine for your groups to select those deadlines. It's something you may or may not choose to do. Could we just reiterate that the forums are used there for generating and sharing your interview questions within your specialist group. From the list of questions that your group generate, you then individually select those questions that you would like to ask in your interview. For this reason, it's likely that the questions that you ask in your group will have similarities but also differences to the questions that others in your group ask. And this variation helps to generate a more broader sample and range of data that you'll gather from your interviews with the specialists in your area. Sharing your interview information and developing presentations enables you to then co-construct meaning around the role of professionals in your field nationally. This is a really unique and valuable opportunity, and it's an aspect of the course that all students have enjoyed over the last couple of years. Then of course you get to share this and hear about other specialist areas at the block course presentations. These will be small groups you'll be put into professional teams, and you'll sit around a table having a cup of coffee and discussing and presenting the information you gained from your interviews and sharing your concept/mind maps. Some additional advice: be really responsive to your interviewees' needs. For example, if they're not comfortable answering a question, please don't push them. If they state views that are different to yours, then please just accept them and note them down, as any good researcher does. Record that information quite impartially. Don't forget to obtain informed consent from the person that you're interviewing. You will submit this with your presentation at the block course. And please remember that interviewees signed or are signing consent forms assuring them of remaining anonymous. Steps that we must take here are: remove their name from any transcript or information that you're sharing with others, and don't take any video or audio tapes that will be shared with other people. Share your consent form only with the staff involved in the program. As far as the timeline goes, for those of you following the timeline at this point, you'll be actively working through your Domain 2 of the core paper. Many of you have probably already commenced work on Book 2. The number of contributions in the forum are certainly starting to reflect this. So as you work through the domain, we really encourage you to continue to reflect upon the question about how can I improve my competence as a culturally responsive practitioner. So to do this, please draw upon the course content, the readings, and also other contributions from people in the forum areas. Please remember that must-do activity for Book 2 is to read the 2 readings provided and consider the issues presented, as well as how you might effectively engage with Pacifica families. These reflections should be summarised in a journal or your learning journal of some form. The must-do forum is to reflect on and contribute to your experiences in supporting children and young people in Pacifica backgrounds, as well as your reflections on the Pacifica Education Plan. There have been a number of interesting responses within the forum looking at what specialist teachers can do to support the preservation and development of te reo Māori, which is fantastic. This has really got us thinking about ways that we might work within your school, workplace and other professional roles to preserve and celebrate cultural diversity, and with a particular focus on te reo Māori and Māori culture. Please contribute and continue to share your ideas in that domain. There's a clip below here in which a student shares his perspective on how he values multicultural competence and what this means to him. As you watch this clip, you may like to reflect upon the young man's definition of multicultural competence as being skillful and making analogies and explaining differences, and also his perspective on the difference between tolerance and competence and the implications of this for education. So enjoy this video. Just a reminder that you're to be careful when typing into the Moodle sites directly. Moodle is an online site, so you've got an internet connection there, and if that breaks while you're typing, there's a good chance you'll lose what you're writing. So please consider typing things into a Word document and then copying and pasting from there into Moodle. This could save you several minutes' work, and it's just a good sound online habit to get into. As a parting thought for inspiration, you may like to read the following brief article in which the author challenges the way people with disabilities can be perceived, and I think it's particularly pertinent when he challenges the assumptions that are made based on abilities and disabilities. So have a read. If you've got any other interesting resources or articles that you find that you'd like to share, please contribute these either in your endorsement group or your whānau group or within your specialist group. And if there's anything particularly good to share across the whole group, then flick those through to myself or Laurie and we can share them in the weekly updates. That's it from me for this week, but all the best to everybody, and keep up your great work. Enjoy the school holidays. Don't forget to take some time out with your friends, your families, your loved ones, but also spend some time doing the things that you really enjoy doing, and we'll see you all very soon. Ka kite.